by Senator O.
Thank you, Chair. Welcome, Minister. Just before you arrived, we heard from an experienced immigration lawyer, Mr. Waldman.
Oh, yes.
This issue of being potentially barred for life if one admitted to having smoked cannabis at any time in one's life was one of the issues that was much pursued. And I just wanted to get the benefit of your comments on a suggestion he made. Mm-hmm. A suggestion and an observation. The suggestion was, and recommendation was, that the government should, if it already isn't, be engaged in serious discussions with their counterparts, government to government, to request that the U.S. government not punish Canadians for doing something that will be legal under C-45 when it's passed, and that he was hoping that that would have an effect on the discretion that border officials might exercise in the United States, as it would on our officials if the request came from the United States. So that was his recommendation, and I'd like to know whether that is part of the conversations to which you've alluded. But the other observation that he made, and I'd like your comments, was that in making that request to your counterparts and the officials, Canada would be in a much stronger position post C-45, post-legalization, than it is now. Otherwise put, that the legalization of cannabis could actually make it easier for Canada and more persuasive for Canada to request that no changes take place at the border and that Canadians are not punished for exercising, for engaging in behavior that was now legal in Canada. So appreciate your comments on the recommendation and the observation.
Well, the dialogue with the Americans is ongoing. As I said, this is a topic that gets dealt with in one manner or another every time I'm in conversation with the Secretary of Homeland Security, and the border agency on the Canadian side and on the American side are working through all of the potential issues that they might be confronted with, and I think our message to the Americans, while it may not be expressed quite as bluntly, although we may get there, our message to the Americans is this should not be an issue, and it becomes an issue if you make it one, and there's no need to make it one because the border rules have not changed.
But would you consider at the appropriate time requesting from your counterparts that they not make it an issue because the law is now changed in Canada and that it is irrelevant in any event?
That is the gist of the proposition we're putting to them. We may have to be increasingly blunt in the way it's expressed, but we want to make sure that the treatment of Canadians at the border is fair and reasonable and based on the facts and reality, and we will take every opportunity with the United States to make that point clear.